Desigo Inside Graphics Migration. This is the base workflow. We are now have a look just to the that part which is supported in migration, the graphics migration. We have here the Desigo Inside part and the Desigo CC part. The prerequisites are Desigo Inside version 6.0 Service Pack 2. Service Pack 2, why? Because project utility of this Service Pack 2 has the feature to export Desigo Inside data into a zip format, okay? So collect the information of Desigo Inside into a zip format, which we will use to for the integration in Desigo CC. This is in Service Pack 1, we didn't have this feature. So project utility in Service Pack 2 has been enhanced with this feature. And of course, Desigo CC version 3.0. But not only version 3.0, you have to consider that you need to also install the extension module, Desigo Inside Migration, and you need to have the application rights in terms of security for migrating Inside Graphics. Let's have a look to the workflow in Desigo Inside, a really base overview. So it's SciTech project, graphics pages, okay, basically what we're talking about. So you have to prepare the project like you do for a web project. It's the same process. So what we basically creating is information in XML format as you are using them for the Desigo Inside web solution. It's the same process. You create those XML format information, and they will be used then for migrating, for converting the graphic pages. So start project utility and then generate the export afterwards, after you have done this step. The result is going to be a zip format of a content, export content, and that's what we will be using then to create the project in Desigo CC. So export and CBIX files in here, taking from here, will be imported, and you create the project. And then select graphics migration snap-in. So this is only possible if you have the extension module installed and you have the rights to do it. Then in here you select the PV folder, and then you do the conversion. So adjust site and network, and you run or rework. You run the conversion, and then some rework are required, basically. Now, what's behind this? How is this possible? This is possible because we are using a graphics migration configurator tool, and we are having a conversion table or a mapping table. Okay, so behind and part of the extension module here, there is a graphics migration configurator tool and a mapping table, a conversion table, which makes it possible. So the content of this mapping table or criteria for mapping graphic elements is that we are using the symbol or genie names in Desigo Inside, okay, and we basically replace them with Desigo CC graphics elements, graphic symbols. We are using the object type, okay, analog input, analog output. We are using the function, for example, fan 1 step or fan 2 step or 2 stage. And we are using also the information of the style where the graphics will be created in the Desigo Insight, like 2D DIN, 2D plus, or 2D gray or 3D. These are the information which is done in the conversion table. So the magic part of it is actually we're knowing what genie and symbol you have used in the Desigo Insight project and replace them with the Desigo CC symbols. Okay? This is and the question now, what works and what does not work, you know? So, what's the base of all this? We have PX headquarter library. This is one base we are using. I mean, with this, with the PX library, a project in the Desigo Insight is created, you know, using the symbols and the functions. You know that. Then there is a Desigo Insight library and a Desigo CC library. So what is delivered from the headquarter, basically as a solution, it's based on those headquarter libraries. Okay, and now everything, you know, depending how the libraries are looking like, the ones which you are using, you know, in the PX, in the Desigo Insight and in the Desigo CC, there might be differences. Certain things will work, certain things won't work, okay? And people from our, the people in the councils which are responsible for setting up the library, changing the library for SSP or CPS, they have been invited to a workshop, basically. And in this 3 days workshop, we have showed them, or David Cacheton had showed them basically how this process here, what's behind this, how he has created those tables, okay? And they have now the opportunity to change, to adapt those libraries. Now the question is, again, are you from SSP? Are you from TPS? Because SSP there is a graphic center in Sofia which you can use, and people there are trained doing this conversion. So there is a team in Sofia which is prepared to get the job to do the Desigo Insight to the Desigo CC migration. Okay? Or you might have in your regional company, you might have special teams for doing the migration. So depending on how customized your library is here, okay? The conversion works great. It works great if you're using headquarter libraries, okay? As more differences there are, as more customized they are, the result of what we deliver from the headquarter might be not satisfying. And what we are going to see today is basically, we would like to show you some examples, because we did some customizing also in the PX library, especially for that. Our colleague, this is Klaus Kurzsurfer, who helped us with this Desigo Insight migration part. He customized some components so that you get a feeling what this means when you're using customized components, but using the headquarter mapping table, basically. We will see that today. And in CPS, we have BT int, and we have the validated partners. Talking to Stefan Ambiel in BT int, he said, in terms of the library here, it's Wild West. So the result is going to be a bit Wild West too then, okay? And here again, the question is, you can use it, you can use the tool, you can have a migration. You will see how easy it is to do the conversion of the graphics. It is easy, actually. It is really straightforward. It is the workflow is very similar to what Greg showed you on Wednesday with graphics by using the graphic generator. So it's very similar. And depending on the solution you get, if it's satisfying or not satisfying, you either taking what the conversion does and you rework them, or you're creating the graphic pages new. Okay? This is one of the other options you have, basically. So, the Desigo Insight Plant Graphics migration process. Let's go now a little bit more in detail from what you have seen now in the base, from the base information. So, analyzing the existing plants, graphics, discuss with the user, customer what is still used or can be deleted. Okay. Then consider also trend views, to-do text, data sheets, navigation, user and user groups, scopes, areas, and privileges. Like areas and privileges, they are not in the Desigo Insight, into the Desigo site, in the site tech part, you were able to define areas. Okay. This is not supported in Desigo CC when you were using them, when they were used in the project. So it's the biggest part in a migration is basically make sure what kind of state does the project is on a customer side. Okay, because the customer, at the end of the day, after the migration, they will tell you that he had no issues before on the old Desigo Insight project. So how do you get to those information? What is not running well right now in the Desigo Insight project? Then preparing the Desigo Insight project. So upgrade the existing project to version 6 Service Pack 2. This is a job you do in your engineering office. So you have a backup of the actual Desigo Insight project of your customer. You take that to your office, and you do an upgrade to Service Pack 2 there. Okay? Then prepare the graphics pages to Desigo Inside Web and compile, and make sure in Desigo Inside you have the latest export files and CBIC files. Okay? You have them in Desigo Inside. And then in Project Utility, you generate the migration package.
So, Pino, does that mean you have to have the web created as well? As a requirement into the migration?
You have to.
Desigo Inside Web component?
You have to do the same process. So the question was, does it need it to do the web project? Yes, it is the same workflow as you would prepare for a Desigo Inside Web project.
So you need that though?
Yeah, because you create then there the XML files, basically. And exactly those XML files are needed for the mapping, yeah, to convert. Then configure the Desigo CC project, so create a new or an existing project, depending. You might have already, projects where Desigo CC is already running with a new extended phase of the site of your customer site, and now you're waiting that you can convert the graphics. Okay. So there are projects like in Germany. Germany has some projects where they convince the customer to use already the Desigo CC in version 2.1, for instance. Okay, and now they're waiting to do the conversions. Okay. So create a backnet driver. This is the same workflow as you do in just in a standard new Desigo CC project. You create a backnet driver. You create the field networks. And then you import the CBIC files. Then verify the different views, especially the logical view. Then check import rules. Okay, if you are using customized import rules because of the situation that you have a customized PX library, okay, solution library, then use the same customized import rules here too. And then, depending on the result you're having with the graphics, maybe you might use the Desigo CC graphic generator tool to do it, or you do the migration, one of the other. Then convert the inside plant graphics. So assign the new functions, the Desigo Inside migration. So you need to have the access rights to be able to use the graphics migration. Then in the Desigo Inside migration, so basically then you have you can use the Desigo Inside migration and convert those graphics. This workflow here is very similar, and also the snap-in in Desigo CC looks very similar to the one you have seen Wednesday when Greg was showing you how to use the graphics generator in Desigo CC. And then verify and rework. So we will do this today, and you will get a feeling how much rework might be needed, okay? Think about top page, navigation, overview pages. Check the created buttons and symbols, align ducts, pipes, main aggregates, and so on and so on. We will see that in the second exercise we're doing. Now, the Desigo Inside project, so the migration process. This is now not only talking about the graphics, but in general. So the preparation is actually the same. It's a cleanup of the existing Desigo Inside project, okay, maybe. So it might be necessary that you need to clean up the Desigo Inside project first. It is important that you talk to your customer so you get the information what actually is not working, what is not anymore in use, and so on and so on. Not only in terms of graphics, but also in terms of any other application or feature Desigo Insight has. So trend views, reports, reactions. I mean, there might be trend views he didn't use for years, you know. Before you start reconfigure them in the Desigo CC, okay, have a look with the customer if he really needs all the trend views, you know. Reports, reactions, data sheets, to-do text, user groups and scopes, alarm routing, router text, user designation, yeah, and so on and so on. Then, this is basically the same workflow as we have it also for the graphics. So prepare the Desigo Insight project and generate the migration package, and then migrate the graphics. Okay, this is that part which we were talking about before. And then rebuild the Desigo Insight project in Desigo CC. So this is not done with the migration. This is, you have to do it again. Okay? You have to rebuild trend view definitions, reports, reactions, meaning reports. Show the customer, of course, the reports which the Desigo CC already offers. Okay? If he has some customized reports, he might also customize them by themselves, you know, in the Desigo CC. So reactions, documents import, and so on and so on. Alarm routing, management schedules. And then system configuration, you know, event settings, archiving, ADP CC. This is still right now in investigation, basically, that those information might be transferred to the some way to the Desigo CC. And then one very important point too. You remember in the Desigo Insight, you had to enter the Desigo Insight as a receiver of alarms, events in the management notification, in the notification classes objects in PX. Okay. So you had to enter them manually, and they will stay there if you don't delete them manually. Okay. And if you keep them there, and the day you're going to shut down the Desigo Insight, okay, you will get always events because there is a receiver missing. Okay. So you know that per site we are having in the XWP, in the PX world, per site we are having one primary server, okay, and the information has been entered in the notification class objects in the primary server. So every site you are migrating to the Desigo CC, make sure that in this primary server you are going to delete those notification classes. So you're going to delete the Desigo Insight receiver, okay, for every site, up to the day where you shut down the Desigo Insight, basically. This is important.